Something inside them is breaking, and you didn't even raise your voice. You didn't fight. You didn't beg. You didn't threaten to leave. You simply changed. Your energy shifted from chasing to observing, from explaining to understanding in silence, from proving your love to protecting your peace. And that shift, they feel it. Because the version of you they depended on, the one who always reached first, who always forgave first, who always tried harder, is disappearing. And now, for the first time, they don't feel secure, they feel unstable. They feel you slipping away, not dramatically, not angrily, but calmly. And calm detachment is more terrifying than rage, because rage means there's still hope to fix it. But peace means you're preparing to live without them. And they are not ready for that reality. They are losing you, and they cannot handle what that truly means. Part 1. The Silence That Changed Everything. Condensed Power Section. There comes a moment in every unbalanced connection where one person stops overextending, not because they stopped loving, but because they started respecting themselves. You reached that moment. You stopped explaining yourself to someone committed to misunderstanding you. You stopped overgiving to someone underinvesting. You stopped shrinking so they could feel bigger, and your silence became different. It wasn't the silent treatment. It wasn't manipulation. It wasn't revenge. It was clarity. Carl Jung said, "Where love rules, there is no will to power." But in your connection, there was always an imbalance of power. When you chased, they relaxed. When you doubted, they felt secure. When you gave more, they gave less. You were emotionally available. They were emotionally comfortable until you stopped feeding the imbalance, and when you stopped chasing, the system collapsed because people rarely panic while they feel in control. They panic when control disappears. You used to reassure them. Now you observe. You used to react instantly. Now you respond selectively. You used to fear losing them. Now you fear losing yourself. And that shift, it shakes them at their core, because the comfort of your devotion is fading, and they can feel it. Part 2. The ego is cracking. Loss doesn't hit immediately. First, the ego resists. They tell themselves, "You'll come back. You're just emotional. You always forgive." But time passes, and your energy doesn't return, and that's when the ego starts to crack. Friedrich Nietzsche wrote, "Sometimes people don't want to hear the truth because they don't want their illusions destroyed." Their illusion was this, that you would always stay, that no matter how inconsistent they were, no matter how distant, no matter how confusing, you would remain. But now, you are calm, and calm scares them. Because calm means you've made peace with a reality that doesn't include chasing them. The ego thrives on validation. You were their validation. You were their emotional safety net. You were the one who reassured their worth. Now that you've pulled that energy back, they are left alone with themselves. And that is uncomfortable, because now they must face questions they avoided. Was I too distant? Did I take them for granted? Did I underestimate their value? And the hardest one, did I lose someone who truly loved me? Their pride wants to say no, but their intuition says yes. And that inner conflict, it's exhausting them. Part 3. The regret awakens. Quietly. Regret doesn't scream at first, it whispers. It shows up in small moments, late at night, during silence. While scrolling through old conversations, they remember how patient you were, how deeply you understood them, how safe you made them feel. Socrates said, "The greatest way to live with honor in this world is to be what we pretend to be." They pretended they didn't need you. Now they feel the absence, because you weren't just someone who loved them. You were someone who saw them. And being seen is rare. Now they wonder, who will understand them like you did? Who will tolerate their moods? Who will stay through their emotional walls? And here's the truth. They don't miss control. They miss your consistency. They miss your loyalty. They miss your softness. They miss the way you chose them daily, and they feel you choosing yourself now. And that is the real loss, because you are not angry. You are evolving, and evolution leaves behind what no longer grows with it. Part 4. The panic beneath their pride. Outwardly, they may seem fine, but internally, there is anxiety. They check your activity. They notice you glowing differently. They sense emotional independence. And independence feels like danger, because once you detach emotionally, you rarely return the same. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." You learned that. You stopped trying to control their behavior. You stopped trying to decode their silence. You stopped trying to earn clarity. And now, you are emotionally sovereign. That sovereignty makes them nervous, because now they are the uncertain one. They wonder, are you talking to someone else? Are you moving on? Are you finally done? And the unknown is more terrifying than truth, because they can't read you anymore. You used to be transparent. Now you are composed. You used to chase answers. Now you accept silence. And that emotional maturity, it destabilizes someone who relied on your emotional dependence. They are not just afraid of losing you. They are afraid of losing access to the version of you that adored them without boundaries, and that version is gone. Part 5. The truth they cannot escape. At some point, reality settles in. You are not threatening to leave. You are simply no longer afraid to, and that difference changes everything. They realize something profound. You weren't weak for loving deeply. You weren't desperate for trying hard. You weren't too much. You were genuine, and genuine love is rare. Rumi wrote, "What you seek is seeking you." They are beginning to understand that you were not an ordinary connection. You were alignment. You were loyalty. You were emotional depth in a world of surface interactions. And now they feel the weight of potentially losing that forever. Because you are no longer waiting in emotional limbo. You are building a life, with or without them. And here's the part they cannot handle. You look peaceful, not heartbroken, not desperate, not angry, peaceful. And when someone sees the person they thought they controlled finally thriving without them, it shakes their entire sense of certainty. They are losing you, not because you stopped loving, but because you started loving yourself more. If they feel you slipping away, it's not because you became cold, it's because you became clear. You stopped negotiating your worth. You stopped begging for reciprocity. You stopped proving your value to someone who already knew it. And if they truly understand what they're losing, they will rise, not with words, not with panic, but with action. Because real love doesn't survive on comfort. It survives on effort. And if they cannot meet you at the level you've grown to, then your peace is proof that you're ready for something greater. You are not being lost. You are being upgraded. If this message found you at the exact moment you needed it, that's not random. This channel is for those who feel deeply, love intensely, and refuse to settle for half-hearted connections. Subscribe if you are choosing dignity over desperation. Subscribe if you are evolving beyond emotional crumbs. Subscribe if you know your intuition is never wrong. Never wrong. Because sometimes, the person losing you doesn't realize your value until your silence teaches it. And you are just getting started.